The lights of the briefing room were always unforgiving, a harsh spotlight on every word, every gesture. For Caroline Leavitt, the newly appointed White House press secretary, they felt particularly intense that Tuesday afternoon. She stood at the podium, a carefully composed smile plastered on her face, ready to deliver the administration's message on the latest legislative push regarding international trade. "Good afternoon, everyone," she began, her voice clear and confident, echoing slightly in the sterile room. She spoke of the new bill, detailing its benefits and the extensive support it had garnered. This historic legislation, as you know, ensures that American businesses will have unparalleled access to new global markets, building on the framework established by the previous administration's America First trade agreements. She continued, elaborating on specific clauses and projections, her eyes scanning the room, meeting the gazes of the assembled journalists. Among them, in the third row, sat Garrett Haka, the seasoned NBC News correspondent. Haka was known for his calm demeanor and his sharp, precise questions, rarely theatrical but always incisive. She called on a reporter from a wire service first, then one from a major newspaper. The questions were robust but largely expected, allowing her to deliver prepared talking points with ease. Then she called on Garrett Haka. Haka adjusted his microphone, his expression unreadable. "Madam Press Secretary," he began, his voice even, "you just stated that this new trade legislation builds directly on the America First trade agreements from the previous administration. However, a key component of those agreements was a significant increase in tariffs on several key trading partners, a policy that this new bill explicitly seeks to roll back in favor of new multilateral agreements. In fact, sources within your own administration have indicated this bill represents a significant pivot away from America First unilateralism." Leavitt's smile faltered, just for a fraction of a second. The air in the room seemed to thicken, a palpable shift from routine to tension. She had anticipated tough questions, but Hawks was less a question and more a direct, live fact check. It wasn't accusatory in tone, but the implication was clear. Her statement was, at best, a misrepresentation. She took a breath, the practiced smile struggling to reappear. "Garrett," she said, attempting a light tone, "I believe the overarching goal remains the same, to benefit American workers and businesses. The methods may evolve, but the spirit of ensuring America's economic prosperity continues to guide our policy." Haka, however, was not deterred. He leaned slightly forward. "With all due respect, Madam Press Secretary, spirit aside, the policy mechanisms are quite different. To claim this bill builds on a framework it largely seeks to dismantle seems at odds with the facts. Can you clarify how specifically a bill designed to reduce tariffs and foster multilateral agreements directly builds on a framework primarily defined by increased tariffs and bilateral deals?" The room was silent, save for the faint hum of the cameras. Every eye was on. It wasn't just a tough question. It was a direct challenge to the narrative she had just presented. The carefully constructed facade of unwavering confidence began to crack. She could feel the heat rising in her cheeks. She cleared her throat, her gaze momentarily flitting to the teleprompter, then back to Haka. "Well, Garrett," she began, her voice losing some of its earlier assuredness, "the administration views this as a strategic evolution. We are taking the best elements, the core principles, and adapting them to the current global economic landscape." It didn't directly address Hawk's point about the contradictory policy mechanisms. The reporters in the room, seasoned veterans, all recognized it for what it was. A few exchanged glances. A couple subtly adjusted their recording devices. Haka nodded slowly, his expression still neutral, but his point had been made. He didn't press further, perhaps understanding that the silence and Leavitt's visible discomfort spoke volumes. He merely said, "Thank you, Madam Press Secretary," and lowered his microphone. The rest of the briefing felt different. The energy had shifted. Leavitt finished the Q&A, but her earlier poise was gone. She stumbled over a few words. Her answers became slightly more guarded. The awkward moment had permeated the room, a stark reminder that in the White House briefing room, Every word was scrutinized, and facts had a way of asserting themselves, even live on national television. As she concluded the briefing and quickly exited the podium, the reporters immediately began to buzz not about the trade bill itself, but about the sharp exchange. The clips would be circulating online within minutes, dissected and analyzed. For Caroline Leavitt, it was a harsh, public lesson in the unforgiving nature of the political media spotlight. It serves as a stark reminder of the rigorous scrutiny faced by public officials.